First of all, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you wonderful women out there, and a few men, that have actually subscribed to my channel and are actually viewing and commenting on it. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. And these are all on my Ozempic videos. Some of them are almost 2 years old. So I know Ozempic yet again, right? And you're commenting and you're engaging and you are so wonderful. You're so supportive of what I've been going through. And because of all the comments that you've made, there's a lot of insight on Ozempic that today I think I'll share with you. Hi, I'm Denise and welcome to Travels in My Chair. Glorious. Easter's coming up. Hope you all get a visit from the bunny. Ozempic has been on everybody's mind. Jimmy Kimmel at the 2024 Oscars made a comment about, God, it was the best unpaid for commercial Ozempic could ever did, because everybody was so svelte looking and had obviously been on Ozempic. I mean, Oprah looks like $1 million, doesn't she? And then on the other hand, you've got Sharon Osbourne, who's so emaciated that you could literally cut carrots on the sharpness of her cheekbones. She looks horrible. You know, I can sit here and go on and on and on about why you shouldn't be on it, why you should be on it, but honestly, it's got to be your choice in the end, right? It's a controversial drug. It's a drug that's supposed to be used for type 2 diabetics. And since almost time began, women have been concerned about their weight. Now, in one aspect, you've got me, who was so skinny that I wouldn't even change at gym class when I was a teenager because I was so embarrassed about my body. The kids used to tease me and say, if you stood sideways and stuck out your tongue, you look like a zipper. If you think that weight concerns only concerns overweight people, no, it concerns underweight people too. And the bottom line, it doesn't matter as long as you're healthy. You've got to be healthy. I was skinny and I wasn't healthy. I always got sick in the wintertime, always. Now, my own story is that the doctor had run out of ideas. My A1C, or my blood sugars, were slowly climbing. And at one point I got up to 10, and the ideal number is 7 for my age group. And the next step for me was going to be put on insulin, and I did not want that. So Ozempic had just become available in Canada, and he said, I don't know if I can get it approved, but I'd like you to go on it. And my pharmacist didn't want me to. He said, it's too hard on the body, it's too hard on you. But hey, that's what your doctor wants. That's what we'll do. So I went on Ozempic. As you know from my videos, I went on Ozempic hell. I couldn't eat. I lost weight, which I hadn't thought of. It was affecting me because also my cancer had come back and I was really not well. So the Ozempic, accompanied by the drugs that I was on for the cancer, were really problematic for me. I wasn't able to sleep. I was in pain. My muscles hurt, which is a side effect of Ozempic. I couldn't stand the smell of practically any food. I wasn't eating anything. My oncologist referred me to a nutritionist who then wanted me to be on a high protein, high fiber diet because I wasn't getting enough. I wasn't eating enough. So let me tell you what my average meal was for the day. Get up in the morning, 10 o'clock, I'd have breakfast. I'd try to eat one piece of whole wheat toast with nut butter and ground cinnamon sprinkled on top. Then I would eat half an apple or half a pear to get some fiber into me, or some berries. The nutritionist suggested I start eating unflavored Greek yogurt and some berries. That would give me what I needed. I didn't eat anything throughout the day, and finally I started using a high-protein smoothie to try and just get some nutrients into me. Supper time was always a problem. Poor Alan had more problems trying to find something I would eat. I couldn't eat red meat. I could only eat a few bites of chicken, a few bites of fish. I could eat salad. I couldn't stand steamed vegetables. I even hated potatoes and rice. I mean, honestly, it was horrible. And I didn't feel like I was going to throw up. I just couldn't eat. So during this whole time that I was feeling sick, getting weaker, and not being able to fight my cancer, and my A1C numbers were sort of leveling off, it was okay, but I hated being on the Ozempic. And finally, the oncologist and nutritionist and my doctor got me off it. In retrospect, my doctor and I talked about, he'd lowered the dosage I was getting, and we had talked about me going off it for 2 or 3 months. But then he just said, you know what, I want you off it permanently. This is not doing your body any good. So that's what we ended up doing, was get me off the drug. A lot of the people that have been writing to me have told me that they lost 30 to 50 or 60 pounds while they were on Ozempic, and then when they got off Ozempic, the weight started coming back, which was my fear, you know, that you go through all that angst and horror, you have to gain it all back, and as if for nothing. Well, for me, I didn't gain it back. I went from 160 to 142. I'm still around there. I fluctuate a little bit, but not by much. I still can't eat spicy food. I still hardly like red meat, so God knows what I'm going to do about this carnivore diet that all of a sudden is rearing its ugly head. I don't like liquor, and I don't like store-bought desserts with that phony sweetness. Unfortunately, I still like wine gums. That's my weakness in life, and I gotta get a handle on that. That's my... Anyway. Guys, everybody has to have a weakness, you know. Now, if I could just sort of restrict myself to 2 of them a night, that would be fine. Nobody says I have to eat the whole package. If you're skinny or if you're overweight, doesn't mean you're healthy. The point is you want to be healthy. Number 1, I mean, it doesn't matter. There's been diets since the beginning of time. Tapeworm lava. How about that? That'll help you lose weight. It's in my memory bank, let me think. There was the Atkins diet of the 90s, which was a high-fat, low-carb. The grapefruit diet, that was the diet my mom and dad were on. The cabbage soup diet, that was sort of part of Weight Watchers. Jenny Craig. Then we went vegetarian, vegan, gluten-free. Let me think. What else has been... Oh, now they're tooting the carnivore diet. We'll see about that. And the Ozempic. See where I'm going with this? Has any of them ever worked? Over the long term? No. None of them ever have. Over the long term. You know why? Whether you're a vegetarian or a carnivore, it doesn't matter. You have to have the willpower. And there's the problem. We don't have the willpower. They're going to keep trying to sell us the drug. It doesn't matter. They're going to keep saying it's going to work, a miracle. Honestly, whatever, it's going to work. But is it? You see, the jury's out. There's no long-term testing done on Ozempic yet. In 10 years' time, there's a very rare thyroid cancer. There's muscle problems. There's things that are beginning to show up. And there's been deaths. But you don't hear about that. You only see Oprah looking fabulous, and she does. And we want to be like her, but do we? We can never be perfect. We have to care for ourselves. We have to like ourselves. But I don't know. You guys, I worry that we don't want to do the work, or we can't do the work. Let's put it that way. Maybe it's we want to do the work, but we can't. So an instant weight loss is better than the alternative. And I guess that's why people still do gastric bypass and so forth. But if you lose a ton of weight, you think, what's going to happen to all that loose skin? It's still going to be there. Really, it is. I don't know what to say. Let me just share a quick story with you about my mom. In 2001, she got bile duct cancer. She was very ill. And it was terminal. We were taking care of her, and my whole life, growing up, my mom always used to say, oh, I wish I could get rid of my tummy. I have to lose 10 pounds. If I could just lose 10 pounds. She wasn't a big woman. But, you know, weight was different in the 50s and 60s. So, I mean, she was shapely. Anyway, this is, I guess, probably, she died on a Good Friday, and so I think this was probably the day before, or 2 days before. She's laying there in her bed in all her yellow glory with her jaundiced skin, and wasted away to a skeleton, really. And she took my hand and she said, "Denise, how much weight do you think I've lost? Seriously." Now, I put on my brave face and smiled, and I lied blatantly because she'd lost a lot of weight. And I smiled and I said, "You know, Mom, I don't know. Let me look under the covers. I think probably, if I were to guess, I'd say maybe 20, 25 pounds. And she said, "Oh, that's good then, isn't it? That's so good. Finally." She said it. Finally. Next day she went into coma and died. What is with us women? What is with us that we always worry about our weight? Who do we need to be perfect for? If you're thinking for men, men love boobs. They don't care if they're small, they're big, they're floppy. They don't care. They love breasts. If a man loves you, he loves you for who you are. If you're overweight, so be it. I'm sure he'd rather have you healthy than lying on a bed weighing 100 pounds. So just be careful, beware, be safe. So thanks for joining me today. Like I say, in my next video, I think I'll deal with this carnivore diet and some new information about metformin, which is kind of interesting if believable. Who knows, right? You're being bombarded with stuff all the time. And God, to wade through it, I'm going to probably get some hate emails for this. I kind of think that the carnivore diet might be started by the beef industry because they've been suffering so much lately. I don't know. Just my own thing. Take care of yourself. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.